The Honourable Leader of the New Democratic Party.
Mr. Speaker, on what looks to be the last day of this sitting, it's worth recounting what's taken place over the last few weeks. In the course of this short legislative sitting, 6,440 people have added their names to the Family Doctor Registry, and well over half of those are in the Central Zone. The IWK and the QEII have both issued alerts about the state of the ERs, and accounts of the Cobequid and the Kentville ERs this week are no better, and those are the ones that we're lucky enough to have open. Still, the government has introduced no health care legislation, and we are no closer to getting people the care they need. In the Premier's words, some might call that disgusting. Mr. Speaker, I'll ask the Premier again, why has this government allowed another sitting to come and go without any real progress on fixing the health care crisis?
Honourable Premier.
Mr. Speaker, the fact of the matter is the management of the healthcare system doesn't happen through bills and legislation. It happens every single day by the health leadership team. It happens every single day by people working on the front lines healthcare system. We are getting things done in healthcare, Mr. Speaker. And also, as an added bonus for Nova Scotians during this short session, we protected Nova Scotians from a power rate increase. We got a telecommunications bill through to make sure that the telecommunications companies are held accountable to Nova Scotians, and we're passed legislation all against no support from the opposition, nothing but grumblings to get housing built in this province. We're getting stuff done, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Leader of the New Democratic Party on her first supplementary.
Let's talk about protecting Nova Scotians, Mr. Speaker. Since this House has sat, temperatures have dropped, and people are now facing oil tank bills that could be $2,000 for a single fill. The heating assistance rebate is a fraction of this cost, and only for the people whose incomes are low enough to be eligible. This government has said time and time again that they are looking at support to help people with costs this winter, but there is still no word on when they will act. Mr. Speaker, why hasn't the Premier helped regular people to heat their homes this session?
The Honourable Premier.
Mr. Speaker, on the one hand, we have an opposition that says we're not doing anything. On another hand, we have the same opposition members on the same day, sometimes the same question, Mr. Speaker, going too fast. The reality is, Mr. Speaker, we are getting things done for Nova Scotians. Yes, there's more work to be done. We're reviewing the programs. We will continue to look for ways to support Nova Scotians. We'll list off a bunch, Mr. Speaker, but we know there's more to be done, Mr. Speaker. There's lots of work to be done to support Nova Scotians. We're getting it done for Nova Scotians every day.
The Honourable Leader of the New Democratic Party on her final supplementary.
Mr. Speaker, since this House first sat on October 13th, less than a month ago, there have been dozens more people added to the list of people experiencing homelessness across this province. Despite this crisis, the Premier has not acted decisively to provide actual, affordable housing, has not raised the minimum wage, has not indexed supports to inflation, and has not committed to helping people not have to choose between medication and food by pausing pharmacare premiums and deductibles. Mr. Speaker, people are falling behind. Why has the Premier allowed another sitting to come and go without providing real support to Nova Scotians?
The Honourable Premier.
Mr. Speaker, look, Nova Scotians are struggling for sure. We know that, and we feel that very deeply and very personally. It's happening in Nova Scotia. It's happening across the country. It's happening across the world, really, the inflationary issues we have, Mr. Speaker. We are doing things to support Nova Scotians, and the members might want to acknowledge that, but we are doing things. And we will also take extraordinary steps to get things like housing built. When people try to get in the way and slow it down, we'll push them out of the way and we'll get housing built, because we're interested in making sure that we do everything we can to support Nova Scotians, and we're not going to be distracted. We will not be distracted, Mr. Speaker. We will do everything we can to support Nova Scotians.